Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships is provided by...
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Basketball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live. By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
I am a farmer.
I am a great cook.
I am a small town girl.
I'm a city boy.
I'm a banker.
I'm an Iowa banker.
No matter who you are, there is an Iowa banker who is ready to help you get where you want to go. Iowa Bankers, allowing you to discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Girls State Basketball is sponsored by Simpson College in Indianola, where students have the opportunity to succeed in and out of the classroom, creating well-rounded, career-ready individuals. Learn more at simpson.edu.
Welcome to downtown Des Moines, where the freezing temperatures are keeping all of us tucked inside for a busy evening of girls' high school hoops at Wells Fargo Arena. It's night number 1 of our 2019 Girls Championship coverage, and we're positioned again high above the court at Wells Fargo Arena, and we are just getting started for a fantastic night. Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Yeager. I'm already on set at our IPTV Sports desk for this weekend. A quick reminder, you can watch tonight's games throughout all of Iowa's 99 counties right here on statewide Iowa Public Television or anywhere online at IPTV.org. Tonight, we will bring you the trophies, the highlights, the in-depth features and analysis that have become a hallmark of Iowa PTV's high school sports coverage, and it's a jump right into tonight's matchups of 5A and 3A championships. And let's show you how those teams made it out of the semifinals. And we begin with this team, the Valley Tigers, the largest high school in the state, and Johnston. Valley beat City High. Johnston rallied from 18 down against Urbandale on Monday. Reagan Nessheim gets the entrance pass from Maddie Mock for 2 right there. And then Nessheim the fake, and score. And then Zoe Young, drive right, cross back through. That was a good defensive matchup early. And then Young gets the ball to sneak through the rim. And now Young again, this time gets past her defender. She had 30 versus City High. She had 16 in the first half, which Valley led 31-27. Zoe Young picks right back up where she left off with that long-range 3. For Reagan Nessheim. Maddie Mock running the point after the pass from McDermott. Inside Reagan. She would finish with 26 points. The Dragons pushed the lead to 7 with 2 minutes to play. Because we were tied after 3 and we were tied after 4. That was a chance to win it in regulation. Young shot falls right, wide right, so we get to play overtime. And in the extra frame, it was all the Valley Tigers. Zoe Young runs the floor, fades right, goes left. The Euro step, 37 points. She is 19 short of a 5A tournament record as the Tigers advance 76-64. So their opponent came out of this bracket, which featured 2 teams that had played each other. Southeast Polk and Dowling once before. They're facing again, this time on a ridiculously large stage. Southeast Polk beat Centennial. Dowling beat Waukee in triple overtime. Caitlin Clark behind the back to the rack and the deuce. Clark inside again through traffic. It's just all Southeast Polk could do to contain her in this afternoon or this morning game. Grace Larkins, she's not too bad either. She had a great shot. And then Larkins, crossover and score. She had 24 points after she had 15 against Waukee. Dowling, though, up the break by 1. We would go through 14 different lead changes in this game. Long range, fadeaway jumper is good. And then Clark, who's known to take the ball into her own hands and score, trying to back down the defender, gets up and one on Larkins there. Clark would have 31 points, but it just wasn't enough because Southeast Polk kept coming up big. Larkins to Jessica Stewart. She tries her range there from the outside three, and then Stewart again gets the pass from Larkins. Splashdown. The Rams, you know, Runnels, Altoona, Mitchellville, they advance 72-61 into tonight's Class 5A championship game. And two of the ladies involved with 5A and 3A tonight, Molly Parrott, Laura Leonard. Hello, ladies. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. And let's talk about this 5A game. Laura Leonard, you'll be on the call with BJ Shaven in just a few minutes. The Valley Tigers, they've been on this stage before. They've won a state title in recent time. Zoe Young was there 2 years ago. She's had 67 points so far for the future Maryland Terrapin.
She really has kind of become a complete player, and I think we've seen her this week understand when to take over a game and understand when to get her teammates involved. Now, you mentioned the point totals, 30 and 37, but let's talk about the rebounds. 10 rebounds in both games, and she's also dishing out assists. She's shooting over 62% from the floor in this state tournament, so she is finding the mark. She's a player that's on fire right now.
That big smile will catch you in if you're not careful. She can really bring it. And, you know, somebody else that every team needs is the glue. Alex Honnold, outstanding softball player. But I've always thought Valley is best when Alex Honnold is on the prowl.
She is. Her future is softball, but she certainly could have a future in basketball. She is the glue of this team. She does all the little things. She gets a rebound when they need her to get a rebound. She gets a steal when she needs to get a steal. You know, the ball seems to find her. She seems to find the ball. She's always in the middle of everything, and she needs to have a big game tonight.
You know, the other thing she doesn't like to lose. That's what you find with a lot of these players. And they've lost twice to Southeast Polk already. This is the third meeting. Always so hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah, it really is. So that might be advantage to the Valley Tigers. The first 2 games between these two, not really close. One of those games without Alex Honnold. She had a concussion, was out one of those games. So trying to beat a team for a 3rd time, I don't know. The Valley Tigers might have something to say about that.
All right, well, Southeast Polk likes to run the basketball. You know, there's the old jump to conclusions, Matt. Well, this is the run to transitions offense that Tracy Daly's group brings to the table.
Yeah, and they do it. That transition starts with their defense. They like to get out and be aggressive on the front line of the defense. That turns into points on the offensive end, and that's where their percentage comes from. They get in close into the rim. They can shoot some threes. They don't do a lot of it, so most of their points come off the transition, and if you let them get out ahead, you're in trouble.
And the other player you'll be watching is Grace Larkin. She was in an automobile wreck the other day, right before the game, a day before, but she still had 24 points. But that wasn't the only game we had. There's one school from the southeast part of Polk County, but we have one from the north part of Iowa's biggest county, and that is from Alleman and the North Polk Comets, which defeated Esterville Lincoln Central, which had to go through the snow. One of their players even picked up by a tractor to get here the other day. Walk on, they beat the defending champ, Crestwood. And Maddie Ahlstrom, she drives, she misses, and then she gets her own rebound and finishes. Ahlstrom now, look at that left hand gets in the air, and then she gets behind the defense, lays it up for 2. She'd finish with a dozen. North Polk has a super sophomore of their own, Maggie Phipps. The touch there, she muscles over the 3 defenders. And now from the outside part of her game. Splash down there. North Polk up 34-19 at the break. North Polk in that second half. Running the point. Here comes Jaden Murphy, gets behind the defense, and she scores 2 there. One of multiple Murphys that have gone through there. Her father, an All-American basketball player, and she's not too bad herself. Abby Zimmer gets the 3 there, and now Murphy again after the pass from Maggie Phipps. Murphy had 37 points and 18 boards in 2 games. Phipps 20 points as North Polk advances 65-49, and they would play the winner of a pretty good matchup in our own right. Des Moines Christian, the Lions got by Roland Story, and Center Point Urbana beat West Marshall. looking to finally get over that hump and into the championship game after being stuck in the Final Four for a while. They run a lot of pressure, and this is Riley Goebel. She's usually on the front of it. She did it again. It's another look at that steal and score. It's kind of a common theme that you'll hear about in just a minute. This bench player had 19 in the opener, and then she had 12 on Thursday. Storm and Pointers with their mascot Norman up 24-7 at the break. Des Moines Christian making a drive, making a run. Callie Lawson fires from deep. That's a pretty sound when it goes through the net like that. This time, long pass, touch inside, drop step, shoot back right, score. But Center Point Urbana just had too much octane in their fuel. Adriana Ketcher, crate left to the rack there. Watch this move. This one's a baby hook. Oh, that's pretty. And now she's going to run. Also on that pressure, she's going to get the steal. The two-time cross-country champ and runner-up last year gets the score. Center Point Urbana wins 55-26 to advance to today's championship game. And Molly Parrott will be on that call with Brad Wells. And Molly, North Polk, we looked at their wins. We talked about the win over Waukon and Esterville. And in both of those games, it's been Maggie Phipps.
Maggie Phipps is a very talented sophomore. In fact, has already verbally committed to Jenny Baranchek and the Drake Bulldogs. She does a lot of things well. We saw in those highlights a nice no-look pass, shoots it well from deep, very athletic. She's a very fun player to watch. She keeps this team focused.
And one of the mottos of that team of keeping them focused is they just let it fly. What's that mean?
Well, when they say let it fly, they're talking about on the defensive end, but more so they're talking about on the offensive end. They want to shoot a lot of threes. They've attempted over 500 as a squad this year, making over 170. They play aggressive defense. They really want to push that pace, get up and down the floor. They want to play loose. This is the top-seeded team in the tournament with a 23-2 record.
And they do like to push the tempo, and we saw in those highlights a lot of these teams do. Center Point, same way, but North Polk does it as well.
You bet. And Center Point Urbana, gosh, I don't know if we've seen a team that's been more effective with a press. Riley Goebel saw some really nice highlights of that youngster. The opposing team has seen the back of jersey number 25 a lot as she gets those steals at the point of the press and goes in for easy hoops.
Well, and this is a team with experience. She's a freshman. She watched this in the stands as an 8th grader. She's playing junior high basketball, and tonight she's a game away from a state title. This is a team that's been here 5 of the last 6 years at Wells Fargo.
In 4 straight semifinal games, though this is the first time they've ever been able to get to that championship game. One thing I loved hearing about this Center Point Urbana squad, they graduated 7 seniors a year ago, and they're back on this stage, have 6 seniors this year. Several of these youngsters or young ladies that are seniors now were playing JV ball for 3 years and hung in there, and they have such a great culture that they wanted to stay and be part of it, even though they only play varsity for 1 year.
And they get a chance to, they're needed because of the tempo. This team came down Monday night, and they met with one of those former players, Allie Woolridge at Drake. She talked to this team. Erica Kronk, who was on the last championship team in 1995 for CPU, talked to this team. So there's experience immediate and past. So how do you dial that all in together and get these emotions out for a title tonight?
Well, I think for both Center Point Urbana and for North Polk, they have identical records at 23-2. North Polk is the 1 seed. Center Point Urbana is the 2 seed. They fully expect to be here. They're 2 of the larger schools in Class 3A, so they're excited about the opportunity to be here tonight when the lights are brightest.
And you know who likes to work extra sometimes is Laura. Are you ready for one of those? The way 5A has gone 6 overtime periods, it's not been enough. We could see another one. 32 minutes sometimes just not enough.
You know, and it's been amazing. It's been so exciting, all these overtime games, and that triple overtime game was amazing. And then you come into the semifinals and you get one more. And so, you know, the way these two teams are matched tonight, I think we could be in for another extra session or 2 of basketball.
Oh, everybody loves extra basketball. Laura Leonard, she'll be with 5A, and Molly Parrott with 3A tonight. So thank you so very much, ladies. We'll talk to you again in just a few minutes. And earlier, we had a chance, people always get a chance to come and watch this tournament, wherever they come in from. Well, Brad Lane from Security Savings Bank in Gowrie, he came in here earlier today because, you know what, it's just a lot of fun to be here. So, Brad, you were here earlier today watching the basketball. You really are invested in this tournament.
Well, absolutely. I had a meeting here that got done about noon, and had a couple hours to kill, and I thought, I'm going to go down and watch the games. I knew Newell Fonda was playing. They are a conference team that my kids play in, and so I wanted to come down and watch a little basketball this afternoon.
Well, the Iowa Bankers have bankers all over the state, and so you do have that investment with all of these teams. But why is the organization involved with the tournament?
Well, the Iowa Bankers Association has been giving out these scholarships for the last 20 years, and we've been able to give out more than $250,000 in scholarships, and so it's a great way for the organization to help these student athletes invest in their future.
And, you know, these stories are incredible. I know that I've heard you say it's really difficult to pick because there are just so many great kids. What is some of that criteria when you're trying to decide?
Yeah, absolutely. It is hard to pick. You know, we're looking for well-rounded individuals there. We certainly want those students that excel in the classroom, on the courts, and then in the community as well. Supporting our communities is very important when it comes to the banking industry.
And in their future, sometimes they might end up in the banking industry.
That's right, absolutely. We do, you know, get a fair amount of student athletes that end up being bankers at some point in time.
All right, I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Maybe we'll see you again here this week.
I might have to come back tomorrow. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you, Brad. That's Brad Lane from Security Savings Bank in Gowrie, and it has been a cold week. We're going to have the coldest girls' state basketball tournament ever, but we do have a warm night of basketball, as we mentioned, Class 5A and Class 3A tonight, and then we'll hand out and be on the air again tomorrow at 2:30, where we'll have 4A, 2A, and 1A, as we just finished up those finalists for those. But part of this tournament is all about the pageantry. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Enyart.
Please welcome the All-Iowa Honor Dance Team under the direction of Kathy Enyart as they perform for your pregame entertainment. 57 dancers will perform a hoop routine to 24 Karat Magic, celebrating 100 years of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. The pregame was choreographed by Lois Turnage of Pleasantville. Ladies and gentlemen, the All-Iowa Honor Dance Team.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out. Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Oh, they don't know. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. I'm wearing Cuban links, designer mix, Inglewood's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Know to get the color red, the blue. Girls, what y'all trying to do? What you trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Now, watch me break it down like more. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out.
The All-Iowa Dancers will now perform a patriotic finale featuring all of the state flags of our great nation. The 5 armed forces flags, along with the POW and MIA flags, are presented in honor of the brave service and sacrifice of our military. Please stand and wave your U.S. flags proudly as we honor America, our military, and their families. national anthem will be sung by the Lutheran Church of Hope Gospel Quintet.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Lutheran Church of Hope Gospel Quintet and the All-Iowa Honor Dance Team.
It's going to be hard to top that, but we will try, because we will be right back with a full night of basketball. The 5A and 3A championships coming up next on statewide Iowa Public Television.